Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. There's a whole bunch of news happening out there, so let's talk about it. As you know, here at Model Behaviour, we talk about everything from movies, comic books, video games, pro wrestling, and all points in between, but we will always kick off with our beloved action figures. And we got a doozy to start with. Mafex Spider-Man 2099. Fully revealed, and I'm a little bit underwhelmed, I have to say. This isn't really doing it for me. It's not folding my pajamas or floating my boat. It's okay, but when we're talking about figures like Mafex, we're talking import prices, and therefore I kind of want a little bit more bang for my buck. At just a glance, it feels kind of like a Marvel Legend, to be honest. If you own the Marvel Legend Spider-Man 2099, is this really that much of a step up? I don't know. I feel like you're in danger of just having the same Mafex body with a repaint, which is what we criticize Marvel Legends for, and they don't cost quite as much. So don't come at me saying, oh, Dave, you're such an import snob. No. I call them like I see them. So you've got three different heads, but honestly, the mask eyes are only slightly different, and you got one that's the pulled up mask, which is okay, and then that's about it. The colors look very kind of flat. I know that the dark navy blue, that does match most Spider-Man 2099 artwork, but when you're dealing with a 3D format like action figures, you can change things a little bit, like give him a bit of texture to his costume, because his costume is often drawn with, a sort of a texture to it, because it's a futuristic material. It's not just a cloth. And they could have maybe sculpted more with the skull-like spider design, which is a badass design. So you could have maybe done more, make it metallic or something. It just feels very underwhelming. Like I was going through my day feeling perfectly whelmed, as I always do, and then I saw these pictures and I was like, oh no, my whelmedness level has reduced now. So yeah, this one's not for me. I've got my Mezco Spider-Man 2099. Even though he's wearing a baby's romper suit, I do love the fact that they just did so much new bespoke stuff for him. It feels like you're getting your money's worth. And then you got the SH Figure Arts one. If you want to talk imports, yep, that's a little more expensive than the Mafex. But again, you get the great kind of circuitry design on his costume. You got the interesting angular proportions. It just feels like you get more for your money. Whereas this one, I don't know. Is it that much of an upgrade from a Marvel Legend? In this case, I honestly can't say I think so. So there you go. Dave actually not blindly saying the import figure looks better. I know. I'm scared too. Mafex have also shown full reveal images of the Deep and Soldier Boy, almost forgot the name there, from The Boys. And you see, these look like the import quality style figures that I would expect from Mafex. Again, going back to Spider-Man, like, maybe an unmasked Miguel head. That would have added some value. Give him the vampire fangs, that kind of thing. There's stuff they could have done to make it more worth the money, is what I'm saying. Because you can see on display here, they've thrown everything at these characters, and I think they look fantastic. The human face sculpts don't look uncanny valley or too porcelain or anything. I think they look great. The texture on the suits as well. Again, something Spider-Man that doesn't have, which I appreciate. Maybe they're just going for the OG first issue, mid-90s comic look, but you're doing a 3D thing, so maybe you got to cater things more to what lends itself to a 3D model. I'm editorializing, I know. The bottom line is, though, that these are great examples of what Mafex can do when they're throwing everything out there. I think Soldier Boy in particular looks terrific. I really dig the design of that character anyway. The shield, the pockets and pouches and panels on the armor, it all just comes together looking really, really good. So considering that they've already done, I think, Starlight, Butcher, and Homelander, these guys thrown in there as well. Maybe they've done Black Noir as well. I don't recall. Nonetheless, though, they've got a really impressive looking boys lineup. Okay, this looks awesome. Bulky's collection. I think there's a parent company underneath this, but I forget their name. Or I don't forget it, I don't know it. What am I talking about? This ridiculous looking Krang. Oh my goodness. I love it. This is stupid looking and fantastic. Just look at the size of it. I mean, this thing is big. I don't have a price, but I'm guessing hundreds. I'm going to say $300. We'll find out. Well, hopefully we'll find out at some point. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to buy it, but I just wanted to show pictures of it because I just love Ninja Turtles and all the characters that they can be recreated and remade in so many different, weird, funky, awesome designs. And Krang is just so much fun. It's got all the essence of the classic cartoon Krang android design, but then done in this ridiculous, weird, chunkified, blocky form, which just, I love it. I dig it. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Look at it. How can you not agree with me? Of course you do. You know I'm right. So yeah, I don't know much about this, but just look at the pretty pictures, man. That's amazing. God bless your bulky characters. You done good here. Or bulky whatever. Bulky figs. Whatever your name is. This one's a win. Not limiting themselves to Ninja Turtles though, Bulkies are also doing Ryu from Street Fighter. So just take everything I said about Krang and apply it to Ryu. Although I gotta say, like, Ryu, yeah, he looks super fun. And again, bright, bold, ridiculous. Not as fun as Krang, because that's just such a over-the-top, crazy design of the brain tentacle creature inside the body of an android. Like, that's always going to be a winner for me. But Ryu himself, he looks super cool too. I don't think I'll ever own any of these, but dang, I love reporting on them. These just look like so much fun, man. And look, there's always room for fun in the world, and this is providing it. Whew. Be still my beating heart. AXY Toys, you're killing me with more pictures of your devil figure. We got the grey, we got the red, and both of them. I mean, I showed some slightly grainy pictures before. Now we got the super high-res images, and I didn't think I needed them, but I did. Look at this. It's just so freaking cool. I mean, yeah, it's the Pit. I want to read some Pit comics now, so I know who this character is, so that I will want him more. But even without that knowledge, just look at it. I love the grey face sculpt with the skull kind of mask. I'm guessing that's not a Pit thing. I'm guessing that's an original creation, maybe to differentiate it a bit. I don't know. What I do know is this looks so cool. I love it. And with the chain around, and there's like blood slick things that this looks like separate pieces of like plastic. It's not paint, it looks like solid plastic bits of like blood kind of dripping sort of look effects. It just looks so, the word is for me, gnarly. It looks gnarly. I'm so impressed with this. AXY Toys, if you're out there, I know you're out there, if you're watching, I'm less confident of that, but if you are, bravo. Face-off style, Castor Troy, bra effin' vo. I love what I'm seeing here. I might have to pick one of these guys up. It just seems like a no-brainer. This looks the bomb. Diamond Select Toys have shown full reveal images of their War Machine. Wow Machine! War Machine! I'm sorry, you will never ever hear me say War Machine on this channel without breaking out into AC/DC. That's why I don't have many subscribers. Tough, I'm not changing. Wow Machine looks really, really great. If you want your Select figures, if you are a Select collector, so you don't mind the larger 7-inch kind of scale, then this is a very worthy addition. I mean, thank you, Select, for giving us figures that Marvel Legends aren't really delving into all that much. Iron Man villains are very underrepresented in Marvel Legends, I feel, whereas Select, they've given us Titanium Man, they've given us Crimson Dynamo, now we're getting War Machine as well, because obviously you got to have a fair fight, so he's going to be on Iron Man's side. All of these mechanical robot suit dudes together, that's a banging display right there. So yeah, I don't collect Select human figures. Select monster size figures, oh heck yeah. Give me some more of those. But the human characters, no. I like my Marvel Legends 1/12 scale. But if you don't mind them being a little bit bigger, this guy looks like a really good addition. Jakks Pacific, specifically Jakks Pacific. oh, that's a tongue twister, have shown our werewolf figure from Altered Beast. So we had Axel Stone from Streets of Rage a couple of days ago, and I was wondering what kind of scale is this going to be in? 4-inch. 4-inch scale, so not very big, but give or take 4 inches, whatever 4 inches is. But it's a very more kind of basic bare bones. I would love Marvel Legends style Sega characters. That would be so cool. This more basic approach, it's nice enough, but it doesn't really do too much for me. Also, Altered Beast, it's amazing that game is so kind of iconically nostalgic, because honestly it's just not a good game. it's bad, but hey, when we were growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, it was slim pickings out there, okay? So some of us latched on to Altered Beast. So there you go, it's the werewolf from that game. There's not much to it, but it's still kind of fun. Godzilla, Gabara, and Minilla are 3 figures coming out from Mondo, which are cute little chibi style-sized ones. Not too big at all. The price tag is big though. Mondo, they just seemed to say, you know what, lads? What if we just move the decimal point 1 place to the right? Do you think we could still sell our figures? And it turns out the answer is yes. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not being flippant. I know that there is a certain value attached to these. It's not just like a ridiculous price. These are very bespoke, limited run, very nice pieces. But still, $240 for these 3 small action figures? I don't know, man. That's a tough sell. But then again, I'm not a super rich Godzilla mega fan, and if I was, maybe I'd want to get my hands on these guys. Revoltech, a company that's just going from strength to strength in my eyes, are releasing an accessory pack, which I really like the look of. Just a whole bunch of guns and weapons and blast effects. I really like this. One thing that was missing, I feel, from the Deadpool version 2, which is my go-to Deadpool, is some nice muzzle flashes and things to make his action poses look more dynamic. This would make all the difference. And for 2,000 yen, which is like $15, not even that, because the value of the yen is in the toilet right now. Thank goodness I get paid in US dollars. Whew. This is a nice looking accessory pack. So when I'm out on my travels in Osaka doing my little toy hunts, keep an eye out for this. Boss Fight Studios are going back to people's childhoods with 2 sets of cartoon figures that might just tug at the old nostalgic heartstrings. A whole bunch of Popeye the Sailor Man, who lives in a caravan. He went through the door and fell right through the floor. He's Popeye the Sailor Man. Wow! That was a little nursery rhyme that hadn't been in my head for about 40 years. Geez, it's amazing what your brain stores when you don't even realize it. What else do I not remember that I remember? Regardless, these figures look, fun. Just representations of Popeye characters. And then you've got this other line from Boss Fight Studios where you got Dennis the Menace and Beetle Bailey and a few other ones. So for you guys who want to just have a nice little representation of your childhood, I could imagine these being like nice little office desk type toys. I kind of dig them. So not for me, I don't have a strong nostalgic attachment, but if you do, then Boss Fight Studios has got you covered. SH Monster Arts are doing Godzilla -1 minus color. And often I would see something like this and think, well, you're just making the action figure look less interesting. But honestly, the photos of this in the black and white style, I actually kind of dig it, because I went back to see Godzilla -1 when they re-released it in black and white, and they did an amazing job with that, because it wasn't just a case of pressing a button and boom, it's black and white. They went into each individual scene and actually tweaked and changed the lighting in different ways and formats to really make it work especially well, and dang it, it looks awesome. So to have an action figure that commemorates that black and white format, I kind of dig it. This is really expensive. I wanted to get the OG one, but he was like $100 and something. I thought, it's a little bit too rich for my blood. But nonetheless, it's a cool version of what I think is probably the most badass looking Godzilla design. Fantasy Jewel Red Belt Robot. Okay, I'm learning about this as we go. I'm seeing more and more pictures of this popping up online. Apparently this scales in size with SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z characters. I didn't even realize this was a Dragon Ball Z thing. I saw the R's and I thought, oh, is this like Team Rocket, Pokemon? I don't know my anime. What I do know is that this is a relatively affordable, from what I understand or I'm told, 1/12 scale mech, which could also go great with things like Cosmic Legions, or I wonder if you could even cram an AIM soldier from Marvel Legends or a Hydra agent or something in here. An interesting piece that could be repainted and modified by different customizers. I like the look of it. Just the very wacky, kitsch 1950s sci-fi kind of design. I dig it. It's really fun. So I'm going to try and find out a little bit more about this. But you're probably better. You watching at home right now, you're probably better at finding out information. So maybe you might find it before I do. But nonetheless, the more I learn about it, I'll let you know. There's a new Sentinel action figure. Yeah, don't get too excited. I don't mean Marvel. I mean Matrix Sentinels, the mechanical squid things that would fly around the tunnels. It's a cool design, and PC Toys have 1/12 scale versions, and I got to say, they look kind of pretty. I'm somewhat surprised when I see Matrix action figures and new things coming out, because I love the OG Matrix, and even if the other sequels aren't great, the universe that they built with the anime and the comic books and all those things, I still super dig it. But I feel like it's not really a big cultural zeitgeist kind of thing anymore. But we occasionally still get new stuff, like this Sentinel. So yeah, it looks kind of cool, kind of fun. PCS Toys, go check it out. For me, I don't need it, but I do kind of like the look of it. All right, so hear me out, okay? There's this company called Fire Phoenix, all right? And they're making a whole bunch of Egyptian warrior pharaoh type characters. I'm speaking in very loose terms because I'm still trying to piece together the information on this, but I do have a lot of pretty pictures. So that's half the battle right there. And having a lot of pretty pictures is half the battle. That's exactly how that phrase goes. So these look totally like Stargate SG-1 characters, and I'm fine with that, because those designs are wicked. Classic Egyptian, Anubis, whatever you call those looks, those are amazing. I mean, kudos to the costume designers from 2,000 years ago, or however far back ancient Egypt dates, because they had a great sense of style. The fact that you can bring these into the modern day and they still just look awesome, they just look so alien and badass. And then when you make them die-cast metal, shining, shimmering, splendid, if you will, these look amazing. 1/12 scale, really, really cool. I don't know what I'd do with them, but it's still nice to look at the pictures. So yeah, these are kind of cool. Boss Fight Studios, as part of their Epic Hacks line, are doing a whole bunch of 1/12 scale blank base body figures for customizing. And oh my goodness, if I was a customizer, I'd be licking, I'd be licking my lips. You lick your fingers after you've had something good. I got that the wrong way around. I'd be licking my lips and salivating at the thought of getting hold of these, because $20. $20 for a really great looking articulated body that you could do just about anything with, I guess. So that looks terrific. Really, really nice. Different sizes, proportions, approaches. This is really cool. I'm not even a customizer, and I'm excited for it. I'm happy for you guys. Go out, get hold of these, and go make some amazing customs. Make a 90s Kane while you're at it as well, because Lord knows Marvel Legends aren't going to do it. Speaking of doubling up on news slightly, McFarlane Toys have revealed full images of their Music Maniacs figures. So we had a preview of Alice Cooper, now we got Coops, and we got Ozzy Osbourne as well. Almost whiffed on the name there. And apparently each one of these have 12 points of articulation, which actually, it's not bad. I think, considering that I thought they were going to be totally just like posable statues, 12 points of articulation is okay. And they're going to be $24.99 each, and yeah, for you old school rock and metal fans, these might be quite appealing. No! I mean, yes, Hasbro have revealed a holocron Darth Vader figure. $27.99, I think. Let's just call it $30. Okay, $30, give or take. I don't know why I was so insistent on that. I don't round up other prices. Maybe I'm just being mean to Hasbro. But this holocron figure, it's got the little light there that kind of brings it up and zhuzhes it up and makes it look kind of impressive. So it's kind of cool. Again, I'm all burnt out on Star Wars. It ain't my cup of tea anymore. Although I'm going to give the Acolyte a chance to win me back. In the meantime, though, if you're a Black Series collector and you want to have all these holocron figures, well, there's another one right here for you. you can go get them. My muscles are the strongest. You've probably got a sense of deja vu because I literally said that on the last episode when I showed the preview image of the Zangief and Jen, whatever, statues. And now we have the full reveal images of those as well. So that's something I kind of critique myself with occasionally. I think, do I make too many good news episodes? Because I end up sort of doing a bit of the news on one figure, saying my thoughts on it, and then we get more information and I say my thoughts again. But I hope that you don't mind like doubling up on things sometimes, because we do have some new pictures and they do look awfully pretty. And hey, look, occasionally it's just nice to have my voice in the background, isn't it? You know, a little bit of extra company while you're doing the dishes and whatnot. Yeah, I know what model behavior's for. Over in Custom Corner, a shout out to a gentleman by the name of Dean Stone, who I found in the Mezco 1/12 collectors group on Facebook, who created this Punisher war machine. My giddy lord. This looks great. First of all, you're killing me with having the Mezco Punisher in there, because that's one of my Grail figures. And you know what I mean by Grail? Because you could find it easily. The Grail is finding it for a price that won't bankrupt you or make you feel really bad about spending it. But that's the Punisher. We're talking about this War Machine Punisher armor here, which just looks fantastic. Obviously taken from an original War Machine figure and then repainted and just blackened up and grimmied and grimied with some extra accessories and guns and turrets and pieces on there. Just looks amazing, man. So Dean, bravo to you, sir. I'm sure you have no idea who I am or what this channel is, but maybe somewhere out there in the world, wherever you are, you'll get a little spider sense feeling like someone's paying me compliments. Well, guess what? They are, because that work is freaking awesome. Over in Artists Alley, shout out to Marco Torrini. This guy is a Marvel comic book artist, and I'm sure he's done work for other companies as well, but I saw he has Marvel on his profile there. Just look at this, that's just beautiful. It looks, the word I would use, fantasy. Got a real fantasy feeling to these characters. A bit of a Frank Frazetta? Is that it? The guy who would do like the barbarian type stuff? I don't know. That's my closest reference point. I don't know many artists, but I just think this looks gorgeous. But what I really love about his Instagram page is he's got all these video reels of like the creation process, starting out with the sketch and the mushed up colors and then refining things into what is ultimately just a beautiful piece. There's a Wolverine, which hopefully I'll be showing you while I'm talking about this, that just like, oh, that is what Wolverine should look like. I always like it when artists draw Wolverine. This is a little thing that's like, I really do dig. When they draw Wolverine with his mask down, but the mutton chop hair still sticking out. Because I think like that's what it would mostly do. It's kind of funny how, you know, Wolverine will sometimes, he'll have amazing vanishing mutton chops where he'll be look almost clean shaven with the mask on, and then he takes the mask off and the mutton chop will like poof. And you think like, dude, no way were you hiding all of that under your mask. I think it's great when you incorporate both into the Wolverine look. That's awesome. But that's just one example amongst a plethora of amazing comic book artwork. So yeah, go check him out on Instagram. The dude's ludicrously talented. Over in Cosplay Corner, a big shout out to Liz Katz Official. This lady has a huge range and variety of cosplay costumes, and oh my goodness, each one is a delight in its own right. Sometimes the more over the top, the better. I never thought I'd find scary, sexy clowns attractive, but here we are. And the comic book stuff, fantastic, as well as a Friday the 13th sexy Jason Voorhees, which is another strange combination I didn't think would be on my, okay, I find that appealing list, but here we are. So while you check out more of her cosplays, let me tell you about our channel sponsor, Into the AM, who I was going to say provided me with this wonderful t-shirt, but I'm not wearing one of their t-shirts right now because I wore this for the live stream this morning and I forgot to get changed. But you know what? A shout out, not wearing one of their t-shirts is better than none at all. And also, I was wondering why I wasn't so comfortable, why I was a little bit itchy, a little bit restricted while doing this live stream. Oh yeah, it's because I'm not wearing one of the awesome t-shirts from Into the AM, which are so comfortable and they look so badass. And if you go through my link just below here in the description, you get 10% off your order. So what you waiting for? I know what you're waiting for. You're checking out the rest of the cosplay. Well, I don't blame you. She's doing fantastic work and so are Into the AM. So why not support them both? And in doing so, you support model behavior. So everyone's a winner. All right, you know what? I think it's time to wrap up this episode. And gang, that does it for model behavior for today. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond and supporting the channel, well, you can do by getting yourself a YouTube channel membership. If you do that, then you can join in with all of the live streams, you can highlight your comments in the chat, you can make sure that me being a doofus actually notices them, as opposed to just rambling about whatever thing is on my mind at that particular time. And also you can go back into the archives and watch all the exclusive videos on the channel as well. Plus, you can just sleep well at night, knowing that you're helping model behavior crank out these videos at a record pace. I say a record pace, I mean, I don't think anyone's really measuring it, but if they were, I'm pretty sure it would be a record. All right, gang, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, week, month, whatever it is that you're doing, but display model behavior. And until next time, I've said display model behavior already. I'll say it again. Keep displaying model behavior.